What are we doing today, Austin?
Diff brace on your car again. Why is it always your car? Oh, because it probably needs the most upgrades, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's the most perfect.
this is one of my favorite mods that you can do. 350, 370 GQ, right? The differential R200s, R190 is a little bit, there's only a single stud, unlike Z32s where there were two studs coming out of the diff into the subframe. So heavy launches, bad wheel hop if you get in rain, like a lot of times you guys will notice more wheel hop in rain. It is super easy to snap that stud off. The stud itself usually doesn't break, it breaks out of the cover. So then you have to swap the cover or get a new stud. This part is less than $200 and absolutely changes everything about it. Subframe collars can help a little bit. We have another video on that. But yeah, we're gonna throw this in because this is a life-saving piece. It has a little spot here for a jack point. That way you can lift the car from the diff, and super easy install. So I think the only thing you need is 17 mil ratchet and 14 mil. Torque wrench, obviously recommended. First thing we gotta do before we can throw this guy up, these two bolts on the cover. Dave has the factory rear cover for the diff. This does work with this. This works with the Z1 upgraded cover. And I do believe it works with Nismos as well. So no matter what you got, this thing will work clear. Does work with the tie brace, clears every exhaust that we know of. Like, I don't think there's any exhaust issues. So yeah, let's get these two 14 mils out of here and we'll go from there. All right, so we're sure it's gonna come up, diff brace, tie bar. Dave, if you wanna look up here, so here's a sample tie bar that we have on our Twins 350Z. The Z1 diff brace mounts to the subframe on the forward side of that rear subframe. Bell Raceworks goes to the back side. There is not enough clearance here, so we just wanted to go ahead and call that one out. Z1 diff brace, you guys are good to go. Bell Raceworks, this tie brace won't fit, so you gotta change one or the other. Probably all that RTV. All right, now when you remove these factory bolts, you throw them away. And again, what do? We throw it away. All right, so this is all that comes in the kit, the brace, and 3 new bolts. You got 2 14 mil flanges here. One's longer than the other. The longer bolt goes into the bottom. That way it'll protrude like that. And then the shorter bolt goes in the other one like that. And these will go into the cover. Hold it up. Let me get this one started. Just like that. And there. Start putting that in. And then you take your big fancy bolt. This is that 17. This thing is custom spec to us. So this is all machined down and is a one-off bolt for this product. And all you gotta do is pass it through this hole in the subframe that's already there and pass it through to your brace. Pro tip, when you go to do this bolt, if you can't get it to line up just right, that may be because your factory diff bushing is blown. So your diff may be sagging just a little bit compared to like factory. So you may need like a pole jack or a pry bar or something just to like push your diff up a little bit. So bolts are started threading in. So diff brace is pretty much where it needs to be. 14 mil, and we'll start tightening these down into the cover. .14 mil wrench. This up, now that I got a 14 mil ratcheting wrench, and pro technician Sean made a good point. If you guys have urethane diff bushings, the rear and the front ones, you may want to loosen your front bushings up here. And you don't need to remove those bolts like 100%, just like back them out a little bit. That way you get a little bit of play. It may help to kind of maneuver the diff to get that top 17 bolt through the subframe to really line up. So a little tidbit there. Cool. Now we'll grab our torque wrench, button everything up, and we're almost done. All right, torque wrench, 14. Both 14s have the same torque spec of 32, and then the 117 up top is an 87. 87. There we go. All right. You can see on this flange head, it does sit 100% flush with the subframe. That may not be the case for everybody. Torque it to 87, and as long as you get the click and it goes all the way, you'll be fine. But there are several different manufacturers for this rear subframe that Nissan used over the years. So some of them, their tolerances are a little different, but don't worry. If you have like a small gap between the flange and the subframe, it should be fine. You can always look through here above the spring bucket into the subframe with like a light, and as long as that bolt is flush on the other side, on the front side of the subframe, you're good to go. Yeah, that's it. That's how easy it is, and it will seriously save your life if you're a hard driver, if you're drifting, clutch kicking, if you're heavy launches. This is absolutely a mod I would recommend to anybody. So appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you tell us down below on what videos you want to see next.